What's going on, everybody? It's Joel here, and today we're gonna be taking a look at probably the most complete gym backpack that I've ever come across in my whole time reviewing fitness equipment. It is the Storm backpack from Velites. Now, there's one thing about this that kind of sucks, and that's that it's not out yet. It's not even close to coming out. This is actually something that's being crowdfunded. They just put it up on Kickstarter, and you can go ahead and order that all the way from now until November, I believe. And they start shipping in May of 2023. So you have quite some time to wait for this. But in the meantime, I will say that I've never come across anything like this before. This thing is ridiculous. The amount of thought that they put into this bag is just, it's absolutely bonkers. They've thought about stuff that I would have never thought about doing for a gym backpack. But anyways, this is the Velites Storm backpack. And it's like a hard shell type backpack. It's got like some kind of frame to it. So it does retain its shape. And that might be a little off-putting. When I first took it out of the box, I was like, man, this thing is gigantic. And it's really big. And if you were looking for, something like as an everyday backpack, this is probably not gonna be it. This is for sure gonna be, the backpack for gym gear whores out there. Like if you carry your whole life in a bag, this is gonna be the one for you. But if you're just a casual person, this is probably gonna be a little overkill. But anyways, the outer shell on this is their Dura Diamond fabric. This does come in a standard black, like I think it's PVC coated fabric, but this is the special Dura Diamond. And it's like a nylon ripstop fabric, but instead of the normal like squares, it's a diamond shape. And it is waterproof, what they say. I'm gonna say water resistant because nothing's really waterproof. But if you do just splash some water on this, it's gonna roll right off. You can wipe it down, no problem. So let's start with actually the main compartment here. So you have the zippers here, and they open the main compartment. I didn't even check if these are like YKK zippers or anything. And they do not look to be, so that's one hit against it. And maybe they'll change that for the final model, but at least in this like prototype or concept bag form, they're not YKK zippers. So there is the massive main compartment, which is right around, I want to say 40 liters. This thing has got to be 40 plus, maybe even up to 60 liters. It's a big, big backpack. And like I said, it holds its shape very well. The front flap opens up, it still holds its shape. And that's pretty cool because it actually allows for these inner compartments to have space or dedicated space. So this one goes all the way throughout pretty much the length of the front panel. And then there's another Trico lined one on top of that, ventilated right there. And then on the sides and the inner parts, you do have two more kind of spacious. They have a little bit more space to them than a normal like flat pocket, which is nice to have if you wanted to put like stuff like tape in there that isn't actually flat and you want it to fit well. It'll go in those just fine. It does come with two accessory bags. One is like a toiletry bag, and then one is their WOD bag. But first, let's start with the toiletry bag. This is kind of like, actually like a jump rope bag. It's got a little Trico lined pocket, zipper there, and then it's got some elastic straps. So you can store some rolled up clothing in here, or you could store, like a jump rope, some other stuff. If you weren't using this like as a travel bag, or if you weren't really bringing like a spare pair of clothing to the gym. And then this here has a magnetic back that you can stick to the top of the bag, which is really, really cool. And then this is the WOD bag. And I want to get back to this a little bit later after we take a look at the main bag. So let's zip this up here. So there's the main compartment. On the side here, you have these straps that just clip on. And these are for your sweaty stuff. Like if you have knee sleeves, you'll run it through and then you'll clip it on, and then you can keep your knee sleeves out of the main compartment which is great, you know, if you just did a workout and you need your knee sleeves to dry up, you just keep them on the outside so it doesn't stink up or get all of the other stuff in your bag wet. On the other side, this is really cool too. This is a magnetic bottle holder. So when you're not using the bottle holder, it just closes shut using a couple magnets. It does have an elastic panel on the inside, so it stretches, so you could probably fit a pretty sizable bottle in here. This is like your standard shaker cup, and it fits perfectly. I'd say you probably be able to get like a 40-ounce hydro flask in there, but I haven't tried that out just yet. On the top here, you have some more straps that come out here. And the purpose of these ones is you'll see that there's two loops right at the front top of the bag. You'll loop these into that, and say you had something like a foam roller or a yoga mat, you can just throw it up there and it's not going to take up any room inside your main compartment, which is really cool. You put it in there, you stick whatever you want right there, and you're not taking up any space inside your bag. It does have a nice convenient handle on the top of the bag. And then there's also another padded and lined pocket for like sunglasses or your wallet or your keys or your cell phone right on the top of the bag. And the zippers are actually lined with some kind of PVC coating, so it does make them a little bit more water resistant as well. Coming to the right side of the bag, you have a 17-inch laptop compartment. You can fit a big old laptop in there. At the back here, we have two padded panels that are ventilated. There's a little saying, "Be free, be bold." I could live without that. I think it's a little bit cheesy. And then you have the shoulder straps, which slightly ergonomic. And I'd say could use a little bit more padding. There's a little bit more, or there's ventilation in the inner panels, but I think they are a little bit thin. There's a sternum strap here, so if you had like your backpack just filled to the brim, you can put that on for a little bit more ease of carrying. And then you have a flat pocket on the left side, which is a smaller flat pocket, and it's actually really hard to access this one. I think the reasoning for this pocket is actually for like your passport, which I don't think, you know, most people carry their passport around normally, but if you were using this as a travel bag, then I think that that would be a handy addition. Then you have another little flat pocket right here, which, like I said, the flat pockets on this thing are a little bit hard to access. Like I don't know what you would put in there really, maybe some keys, but it's a really, really tight fitting pocket. Going over to the bottom part of the bag, we do have a shoe compartment. Shoe compartment that is also ventilated. So if you wanted to keep sweaty things inside your bag, you can also put it in there. Also, if your shoes get all nice and moist, you can put it in there and it'll air out that way. Then you have this zipper right here on the bottom, and then this will extend that shoe compartment so that you have a bigger shoe compartment. And these little loops, so it has these loops right here, and they loop onto the front of the bag, which I'll show you in just 1 second. And voila, you have a dual purpose shoe compartment. So you can actually keep a pair inside, and you can keep a pair on the exterior part of that if you are you know, if you're one of those people that needs like 3 pairs of shoes wherever you go, that's gonna do it for you. And finally, these little panels right here. So you have the Velites logo in the front, and then you have these two little rubber things. And I didn't know what those were initially, but they are magnets. And you're supposed to be able to stick your phone on these magnets, but an iPhone 14 Pro Max is not really sticking on it. But the other purpose of it is that you can stick your exterior WOD bag or your accessory WOD bag onto them, and then you can carry this around separately. And then there's a little hook right here that you can secure that WOD bag onto your your backpack, and I don't even know how to do that just yet, but I'll figure it out soon. Oh, there we go. And then boom, you have your WOD bag. And this is one of the coolest little features here, because this guy is kind of like your little to-go bag when you don't want to bring your big bag around. It's made out of the same Duradiamond fabric, and the inside part, you have this strap for, I haven't figured it out just yet. And then you have some pockets in here, some Trico lined pockets. This thing holds its shape very similar to the main bag. And then this is something that you would put your grips in, your jump rope in, maybe have a light day in the gym and you don't need to bring in your whole bag. You just take this out, carry it with you. Okay, that's what this is for. It's a strap to hold it, duh. So I'm gonna put the strap on here, and then I'll clip this part on to the bottom part here. I did look at this earlier and I just had like a total brain fart moment. So this comes out here, and then you're gonna bring this guy around here, and then you'll loop it through, and then you have a cool little crossbody bag. Now, another cool feature about this is that, like I said, on the main bag, there's those neodymium magnets, and on the accessory bag, you also obviously have those magnets as well. So you can stick this guy onto your rig just like that. And you're supposed to be able to stick your phone on there, but it's not working with my phone. And I do have a MagSafe ready case. It's just not working with this guy right here. And then you also do have a place to put all of your patches if you wanted to accessorize your WOD bag. And that's pretty much it. Like, this thing is surprisingly well thought out. In a time where, like, I thought people really couldn't do any more with backpacks, this thing really surprised me with how many features it has. It's just a shame that it's not out yet, but you can order yours now. I'll leave a link in the description so that you can back it. And I think they're already backed, and this thing is for sure happening. And I'm not surprised because of just how well thought out this backpack is. It does cost like $189 for the black PVC coated one, and if you wanted the Duradiamond one, it's like $220 or euros or whatever. I think the euro is actually a little bit weaker than the dollar right now, so if you're a US customer, you're gonna be paying a little bit less, and that does come with the WOD bag, which the WOD bag you can also buy on your own, which is like, I think 60 bucks or so, but you can read all about it in the description. And that's it for the Storm backpack from Velites. If you are a gear whore like me, you absolutely need this bag. If you are a normal person, I'd say this is probably overkill, but still a really nice backpack. If you guys have any questions about the Storm backpack from Velites, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.